Yes, yes, you mean the Alexander technique isn't the only thing in your life? So, how much did you think during the 3 year training about setting up a practice? Did you only start thinking about that at the end, or was that on your mind all the way through? So, surely you looked around and saw that there are a lot of Alexander technique teachers out there who didn't have many clients. And did you start thinking about that and how you're going to perhaps market things differently? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Great. I'm gonna keep asking you. Yeah. Let me follow up on what you were talking about. So I'm actually going to pause here for a second, inhibit, and actually think about what you said. What did you notice when you started describing the Alexander technique to people? I mean, after you started taking your first lessons all the way through your training, did you notice difficulties trying to convey what it was to people, and how did you think about that? Uh, I'm not sure. It's somewhere between easy and hard. I mean, I'm not sure how effective I am. Like, I think I'm really good with words, and yet this is an elusive subject. And one of the problems that I have is that many of the words that I use, such as that the Alexander technique uses, have been taken by so much of California society that it sounds like some new age tree hugging yoga thing. Like when you talk about becoming aware and acting consciously and all that stuff, like our terms are shared with so many other disciplines that they're meaningless to many people. And I also don't have a true test of how effective I am communicating the technique, because I'm not sure that anyone's ever gone for a lesson, even though I've been talking about this for more than 3 years now. So if it's true that nobody's gone for an Alexander lesson after I've been talking about this for more than 3 years, then I would rate my abilities to communicate the technique as a failure. So yeah, so I think I'm good, and I think I'm comfortable, and people seem intrigued, but I'm not sure anyone's gone and booked a lesson. And so I'll find out a lot more when I graduate in 3 weeks, and then I'll really get an idea how good I am at communicating this stuff. Do you give your yeah? Do you give your students any exercises to take home and do? Yes, yes. How do you find yourself reacting when people have been teaching the technique longer than you have start telling you that you're not teaching the technique? Yes, has any student ever said, "Oh, give me a referral to someone who only teaches the Alexander technique"? Do your fellow Alexander teachers ever complain to you about not having enough clients, or what do they complain to you about if they do? Okay, so I guess most of the Alexander teachers I know complain about not having enough clients and like this, but I guess we attract different types of people. Yeah. Well, I have a rebellious attitude, so when my teachers keep telling me, we're not here to make people feel good, we're here to teach them, and don't try to recreate the feeling, try to recreate the thinking, I rebel against that. And so I was just kind of curious how other people deal with that, because I think this stuff makes you feel great. Do you use traditional Alexander language in your lessons, language such as inhibition, language such as stop and say no?